friends, welcome to Darcy's December Daily. This is for 2024, and today I am going to do a collage page that shares my favorite winter activities. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. Please be sure to check out all of her collaborators. Check my description box for the links to Darcy's socials. Hello friends, welcome to Darcy's December Daily. I wrote that up here and I added a 24 so that I could remember that this was for the year 2024. I am using my December daily journal that I've been using for a few years now because I don't get to journal every single day. So I figured I'll use this one, and I might end up using it up, but it depends on how much time I have. This might go into 2025, to be honest with you. We'll see. But at any rate, my day is day 10, and my prompt is fun winter activity. So I'm going to share with you, as I start to create here, that when I was a kid, my favorite winter activity was being outside, sledding and building snowmen and having snowball fights. So what I'm going to do is a nice wintry scene. And I have to be honest, I went through all of my ephemera and I didn't find anything that showed anybody sledding. But what we're going to do, that's okay. We're going to make the most of it. And I want to use what I have. I could print something out, but I really want to use what I have instead of making more. So I'm going to start by cutting this out because these folks are outdoors. Now they're going to look for their Christmas tree to chop it down and put it up in their house. Now I never did that as a kid, but I will share this with you. When I was a kid, well actually my whole life, my dad, he used to go out, he had some property, and he would go out on his property and get a tree and put it in his house. But then after the season, he would take that same tree and he would plant it back on his property. And so he had this very large garage, not attached to his house. And he had a row of these trees that he had used for Christmas and then replanted. And I thought that was really cool that he would take the time to do that. All right, so we've got our snowman. Let's check this side. Well, we do have a squirrel, so we know if we need some wintry looking creatures, we can grab them from here. Now let's see about this one. I do love the snow. I love the snow, and I always love the snow. And so I like that this house has the lights on. It's nighttime, but there's snow in the front yard. So I want to go ahead and cut some of this out as well. Now clearly, I'm not going to be able to fit this whole thing on the page, but I think I can fit some of it on the page. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because it's just sort of darkness. We don't really need that. And then, here, let me get these guys over here. Let me see how wide we want it. I do like the front door showing. And when I was a kid, just for a little while, we lived in a house that had a similar look to this one. That was when I lived in Virginia before we moved. So some of you guys know that my birthday is a couple of days after Christmas. And so I really always very much enjoyed in Virginia. We would frequently have snow on our Christmas break, and which would mean obviously we'd have snow on my birthday too. And when we moved to Florida, I was about 11 years old, and I absolutely hated it because we don't get 4 seasons down here, and I was really used to the 4 seasons and the nice crisp air in the fall and of course in the winter, and then the snow, and falling leaves and then seeing the tulips pop up through the snow in the springtime. It's just wonderful memories. And we came down here and I was like, oh no, what is this? This is awful. Now since then I've embraced it. I love the beach. I absolutely love the beach. So I have learned to embrace it, but it took me about 20 years to even start to enjoy Florida. I'm gonna just move this out because I don't like that it was covering the steam coming off of the hot chocolate. So I'm just gonna tear right around it. There we go. There we go. All right, so we have our snowy house, which I love. Now let's go ahead and start our collage. So we're gonna just play with some things. We got these people and they're gonna go out and get their Christmas tree. If I can move them down, I could actually probably cut him around the cup here. So I probably could get him, because I want to cover the whole front door if I don't have to. So if he goes there, oh yeah. And then we have our snowman that can go out front. So we'll have our snowman right here. I think we could put him up a little higher. So we're just playing around a little bit. So let's pretend that's how that is. And then I want to put these skates because I learned how to ice skate when I was little. So I think that that'll be nice. And I went to my grandma's house once and they had a lake down at the bottom of a hill of where they lived. And so I remember that she took me and my sister down to the lake so we could ice skate. And I think that was the first time I ever ice skated on an actual lake. So that was really cool. And then my sister and I, before we left Virginia, we did take ice skating lessons. And that was kind of fun because I wanted to like be able to skate like you know, an Olympic skater, all fancy and pretty. And I confess to you that I did learn some skills, but I was probably not that fancy and pretty. But I tried. I had such a hard time learning how to skate backwards. I don't know why that was so hard for me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flatten the side of him just a little bit so I can scooch it up to the edge just a little bit right here so there's no paper folding and being strange. So I kind of like this. I think that looks good. Since I'm happy with that, let's go ahead and glue him down. I'm sure you guys can hear the birds. They're wondering why they can't go outside. Well, we've had a cold snap, and of course they can't go outside when it's cold. And they don't realize, you know, what the problem is. And they've been so spoiled lately because I've had the doors open. But, you know, it's the way it goes. All right, we've got our snowman on here. And he's waving hello, or he's holding something. I'm not sure what's going on right there. It's either a big hand or he's holding something, not sure. All right, now let's find out if we can get these two on here. I'd like to have them kind of low. Let's see, I'm gonna have to cut this straight. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut around the cup. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, I could fussy cut them a little bit closer just to make it look a little bit better. I didn't do that at first because I wasn't sure if I was gonna need to, but I do think it'll look better if we have a tighter cut right here. All right, let's give that a try. Yeah, I like that, okay. So I want to mention to you guys that this month of December has been the beginning of collage collage class that I have created for folks that would like to do collage but just don't quite know where to start. So it's going to be basics, learning the basics, and then building on those basics. Each class that comes after the one prior to it will have a little bit more going on. So it shouldn't be overwhelming to a beginner. It should be very easy to follow and get familiar with collage, and so that you can start to enjoy it. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, I always enjoyed the outdoor activities during the winter time. So I'm going to add these ice skates up here, especially because I have such a fond memory of skating at my grandmother's and actually of taking lessons. That's fond memories too. So I'm going to go ahead and whoops, this is hanging off the edge. Let me back it up just a little bit, and now I'm going to put this clothespin on there just to hold it in place while it dries. So we've got that. Now I feel that we need one more thing. So we have the word snow that can go right here, or we have Winter Wonderland, but that does take up a lot of room. I think snow fits better. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll tell you, I loved snow so much when I was a little girl that, like, if I got a hamster, I'd name it Snowball. And then I remember we had an assignment for class, and we had to write a story or a poem, and I wrote mine about snow and how I wanted to be snow. So this is perfect to just have this word right here. Just sort of a fun thing. So these are, and then I remember too, we would go out and we would sled, and that was so fun. And I wish I could find a sled that could go right here, but I'll keep my eyes open for one, and that would be good to have right here perhaps. But I'd come in and I would take my mittens off and put my hands in front of the fire, and then we would have some hot chocolate, and it was just a really good time. And that's one of the wonderful memories that I do have of my childhood. So I feel like this needs just a little bit more pizzazz. So I'm going to come in with my stickles. Now, since I'm doing this, I will have to leave my journal page open. You guys know that. I will have to leave this open and let it dry, but I do think it'll add a nice little sparkle to the page, a little extra detail, because it needs it. It definitely needs it. Let's add gold to, well, no, let's add silver. I think silver or white to our snowman. I'll go with white. I can always do silver for his hat. But let's go ahead and give this guy a little bit of sparkle here. Don't have to be too careful. Just have a good time with it. I don't have anything dark for his hat, so I'll go ahead and do the hat in gold. I think that will work out perfectly fine. And for his eyes, let's go in with this green one. And I'll do pink for his mouth. I don't have black. I could do that for his nose, but I do have purple, so I mean, you know, it's not going to be as intense as black, but it's something. And then actually, let's use the purple for the buttons on his body here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add some color to these guys. So I have this blue here. Let's go ahead and see if we can add just a little bit of blue. Oh, this is a metallic. I had no idea. I was going to color it in, but I don't think that's the way to go for this. So we'll just do a little bit of outlining. I'll do a little outline. No, the guy's jacket's probably brown. Let me see if I have a brown. I do. It's pretty subtle. Oops, I don't want to put my hand in my stickles over there. Oh, this is pretty fine and not making much of a difference, so why bother with that? So I've got this bronze metallic one. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. Just adding a little bit of dimension here. We're just going to put a couple of marks here on Billy's jacket and his hat. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, a dark marker. I could use this on our snowman, but that's okay. All right, my friends. Here is day 10, prompt fun winter activity. And here we go. I'm going to give you a close-up of it. We have our ice skating, our snow, our snowman, our hot chocolate. We've got our father and son going out to cut down the Christmas tree. And there it is, my friends. So please check out Darcy's December Daily and follow along. Thanks for watching. See you soon.